What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Force Strategy Gaming. It is time for some more StarCraft 2 commentary. Today we'll be looking at a game between Complexity's drewbie and QXG's Destiny. We're in the map Shakur's Plateau. In the upper right-hand spawn position, we have got Destiny as our blue Zerg player. And then down over here in the lower left-hand position, the red Terran player is going to be drewbie. So yes, Terran versus Zerg, drewbie versus Destiny here on Shakur's Plateau. And drewbie says next game we go root drewbie versus root Destiny. Oh, LOL jokes. Yeah, so really interested to get this game underway. I'm actually a big fan of both these players, at least their play styles. I don't know, Destiny in particular seems to be one of those guys who loves to act like he's 5 years old. But that's fine, you know, different people act different ways and they say different things. Like some people like to rage a lot, which is great if that's your prerogative. So anywho, Destiny will be, let's take a look here. What's he going to start off with? He's moving out. That's actually going to be that scouting drone. It's a bit too early to be that expansion drone. So he will be pushing out to scout first, and I do believe he's going to go straight cross-positional, and yes he is, making his way on directly towards drewbie's base right now. Let's keep an eye on drewbie's gas, see if he decides to go with a 13 refinery or not. Is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? Yes, it is. There we go. So relatively standard opener here from drewbie in that 10 depot, 12 racks, and 13 refinery. Now the drone coming up for Destiny will be able to make it on into drewbie's base. He won't have that full wall off in time. Sometimes if you see a 1 racks expand, you'll see that second depot a little bit early as a result of not getting that refinery at 13. You have those extra minerals. But as we can see, not going to be the case this time. So Destiny does make it on in. Scouts what he needs to. And then decides to pull on out. Looks like he doesn't want to stay in there any longer, and as a result end up losing his drone, because as soon as that rack's finished, we would have seen the next supply depot get laid down. Actually, here it is, Tech Lab from drewbie. Now drewbie will be going with a Reaper Expand build. That is going to be the plan here for him. Back over here for Destiny, we can see that expansion right now just about halfway finished. Inside of the main spawning pool is about a third of the way through, and still no gas for him. And yeah, we'll just be going at it in the early stage of the game. Now we'll see how he deals with that Reaper. He hasn't scouted it out, and actually I'm surprised that he went all the way back home with the drone and that he didn't chill out just to spot that Tech Lab, because he had the time to pull up for a secondary scout and see if there was a Marine or if there was an attachment there, and he would have been able to make it back home before the Reaper actually came out and would have been able to snipe him off. But as we can see, that did not happen. Here comes the expansion right now for drewbie. He's still got his guys on the gas, so we will be seeing a factory following up here immediately. And yeah, factory's going to go straight on that Tech Lab, in fact. So very likely to be Blue Flame Hellions. I think that might be the case here in terms of what we'll be seeing for a follow-up from drewbie. Now here comes the Reaper making his way right on the cross. SCV Scout also pushing up here, moving right up into Destiny's expansion. And is he going to go with the bunker? Ooh, let's see. Yeah, it's going to happen. There it is. Bunker gets laid down. drewbie going for some early game harass here. Destiny responding by dropping down 2 spine crawlers. And let's see what the Reaper can do. At the least, he'll begin 1 worker kill. Oh, no, doesn't get it. As the extractor gets placed down, and unfortunately for the Reaper, forced to pull all the way back. Now he is going to be, let's see, the Queen's going to attempt to go for that SCV, and he's actually going to do it, so forcing the cancel here. Great defense there by Destiny. And where's that Reaper? Reaper gets taken out. Was it by the Queen? Yes, it was. Queen gets the 1 kill. This Queen over here going to force the cancel of the bunker. So unfortunately, drewbie's opener did not work as he would have liked it to. Now here comes that Blue Flame Hellion follow-up. And you're going to say, Force, how did you know that? How did you know that he was going to do that? Well, seeing that gas saturation immediately after the immediately after that Reaper opening into expand, the fact that he stuck on gas so heavy and didn't pull off any SCVs is indicative of a tech-heavy build. And the most likely, or I would rather say the most common follow-up that I've particularly seen in this matchup after a Reaper expand has been Blue Flame Hellions, especially when you leave that Tech Lab open and you drop the barracks over in a different position, as we saw drewbie do here. It's pretty much a dead giveaway at that point. It's nothing like super psychic or anything like that. It is really kind of obvious when you watch so many games and you kind of fall into the habit of spotting patterns in terms of what players do and what's effective. I mean, players do build X, Y, or Z simply because it's an effective build and it does typically work. So yeah, anywho, that's enough of that. Metabolic boost coming on through here for Destiny. Also trying to formulate a bit of a wall off here as he drops 2 evolution chambers, and you can see those spine crawlers as well, forcing that wall. So it would be a funnel if we saw any attempted Hellion push from drewbie. Now drewbie could just be going for contain, but the fact that he went for the blue flame research means it's pretty obvious that he is going to attempt to try to do some economic damage. Otherwise that blue flame isn't really necessary. Now the follow-up over here for drewbie will be racks heavy with 2 more racks coming out. Here comes a starport as well. As of now, no more Hellions will be coming on through. In fact, we may see a racks get placed down on here to get that additional research. We got stim pack coming through. Might want to get that combat shield as soon as humanly possible. He's also going to be switching up the tank after this, so he could just keep the factory on there, I suppose. Hellions pushing up, unfortunately doing nothing as the spine crawler there prevents him from being able to push on into that. Not only the spine crawler plus that wall off prevents him from being able to push on into Destiny's natural expansion. Now for now, Destiny is contained, but here we go. Speedling's trying to push out, meeting the blue flames though. Realizing he'll have a much harder time against those particular types of Hellions, decides to pull on back. And we got those Hellions pulling on forward. This one Ling, get another shot off. Pretty close. Yeah, the Ling's gonna make it up and get some scouting. Unfortunately, he's not gonna get past these Marines. See you later. Takes out the one Ling over there. Map control still in drewbie's possession right now. We do have a couple Lings scouting down there. That gets taken out. He's able to spot that. Once he grabbed the tower, he spotted the Lings there on the lower right. Took those out without issue. Now, follow up over here for Destiny. We'll have to see what happens once this hatch finishes. Once the layer finishes, we do have a macro hatch coming on through as well. So it looks like he isn't going to be leaving his base anytime soon, unfortunately, because of those blue flame Hellions in the center of the map, making it difficult for him to take a third. Hellion missed micro as drewbie gets slammed. A couple of shots there from these spine crawlers. Here comes the liftoff into the main, spotted by Destiny with the Overlord, so he'll be able to defend this without issue. Ling's pushing on down. Let's see if the Hellions can do anything, though. Moving on up and trying to get a couple shots off. Lots of Queens, though, coming to meet him. That's going to force him to lift off and drop on back down. So, yeah, unfortunately, not able to do anything as the medevac flies right by the Overlord, moving across the map. And as a result, not able to get any damage down at all. Now he's pushing on down to this third, and this is going to delay it slightly, but here come all the Lings. Nice micro, though, as he drops down those Hellions, gets a few shots off, and picks them back up immediately. Gotta love it, huh? Hellions getting dropped back down. Let's see if he can do any damage. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to actually kill off that hatchery. He can do a little bit of structural damage to it, but that's gonna be pretty much it. I don't even know if he's gonna bother. Yeah, it doesn't look like he is as he pushes on towards the front, and he's just dancing around with this thing. What the heck? I gotta stop watching that. Marine drop will be coming on to the back here of the main base. That is where he's going with that. Also preparing to come out with a third base right now. We've got Spire Tech coming on out for Destiny, working out those pathogen glands there out of the infestation pit, giving those extra energy to the infestors once they drop down. We also got Burrow research and some 2-2 upgrades coming out here for Destiny. Destiny gets a couple shots there on the medevac, and that is dangerously low right now. He's gonna have a hard time dropping that without getting sniped out by a queen. It's gonna still be a little while longer until we actually see any Mutalisk in play. Drop in Hellions on this side and Marines over here, and let's see what he can do. Hellions trying to do some damage, roasting a worker or two. And then here comes that Marine drop, gonna be stimming up and forced to lift off. Just a bit too many Zerglings for him to contend with. Dropping on the low ground though, gets a few free kills, gonna get a free, oh no, Overlord's speed is up, so he should be able to pull away with that Overlord. Miss micro though, ends up losing it. He's getting pushed over here from the Hellions at the same time. drewbie just all over the place, fungal growth. Stops those Hellions from going everywhere. Didn't do too much damage, got a total of 5 workers killed so far this game. So yeah, attempted to multitask there and try to really take Destiny by surprise. However, it's such a close, like, he deals with a Marine drop here. He doesn't have to go very far to defend against that Hellion drop. I almost think he would have been better suited to drop the Hellions back here in the natural expansion. I think that could have done more damage because those Lings would have been a bit further away. But anywho, what do I know? drewbie pushing out right now with his Marine tank composition, landing the third. Interesting choice in the orbital command, as it is a bit more vulnerable than if he were to drop a planetary. We do have a bunch of Lings here in the center of the map. Stimmed up Marines. Moving forward to meet him, though. Look at this tank placement. Kind of love it, huh? Tank right up on the high ground and lay waste there to the Zerglings. And those Burrowed Infestors, gotta be careful as we got a missile turret coming on down over here for drewbie. Drop now, back of the main. Lots of damage. 9 workers killed so far. Gonna start working down this layer, which is working his way up to a hatch. All the Lings pushing up, though, will be forcing the liftoff of those Marines, and he'll be pulling back with that. We also got a dropship over here, and he's prepared to actually push out and do a bit of damage over in that position as well. Ling's moving down to deal with that, though, as we have the Overlord scouting it out. So, oh no, he's just going to use some infestors. I guess that'll do. Push coming forward. Ling's moving forward to try to deal with that. However, that tank on the high ground is just devastating to those Lings. Absolutely nothing that he can really do against that. He's going to have to get a couple of mutas in play, or bring sure he brings an Overlord with him just to grant himself some vision of the high ground to take care of that. Otherwise, he's going to be hard-pressed here as drewbie is sending... Oh, wow! Look at this. drewbie has no idea. Destiny's chilling out right here with a few infestors. This turret's about to reveal, though. Destiny needs to pull back, and there we go. Finally pulling back. He loses infestor number 1. And infestor number 2 gets taken out as well by a Marine. A couple of infested Terrans are going to allow him to take out this tank. Rolling up there on the tank over here. And he takes that out. Tank from the high ground still doing damage. We got a drop over here. It's not doing too much. There was a drop over here as well, but that got taken care of thanks to those infestors. And this one gets mopped up as well. drewbie forced back to his line closer to the expansion. Would actually really like to see a sensor tower up here. I think that would help drewbie's cause quite a bit. Destiny now spreading out that creep. Got more attempted drops, however, nothing doing right now at the moment. Oh, here we go. Medevac over here, however, fungal growth stops him from landing that, and the queen plus fungal damage. Oh! Medevac makes it back, able to drop the Marines. How hilarious was that? I did not expect that at all. I thought he was kind of SOL, but good job there by drewbie. And he's going to be chilling out with some Marines over here on the high ground. Still with no air. There we go. Finally got some air, so he's going to be able to spot that high ground when he walks by it. Thank the Lord. It's about time, huh? Now we will be seeing a transition into Broodlords from Destiny. That is his MO right now. Is it coming out here with that Greater Spire? And I do want to take a look. He's got this expansion up and running. A couple of spines to defend that from any drops or Hellion flybys. Going to see a tank get dropped over here. drewbie continues to push forward. However, there we go. Landing some infested Terrans on the high ground, granting vision there by the Overlord. He's able to actually kill off a bunch of Marines and tanks up there. A couple Lings pushing against these Marines over here. They're really not doing too much. Infested Terrans on the high ground. Again, vision from the Overlord lets him deal with drewbie, and drewbie just barely able to pick that up there. Sensor tower gets taken out by infested Terrans. Needs to be careful with that medevac. Here comes some Lings pushing on the tank line. It's not that strong right now, so Lings able to get a full surround. Pulling off a bunch of Marines and tanks. Won't be able to push onto this position. Just a bit too many Marines left. But still was able to do absolutely a ton of damage. And no response right now here coming from drewbie. drewbie's got another expansion laid down over here. We'll be expanding again too, as we can see this command center being built. Continuing up that Marine tank production. We've got a Neural Parasite coming out for Destiny. So we'll get some mind control there on those tanks. Also, here we go. Transition into Broodlords coming on through. Now he's got 2 in play with 4 more about to pop. This Broodlord push going to be scary. Ooh, no, fungal growth plus a couple Corruptors take out that medevac. There you go. See you later. And I don't know. Let me take a look here. What does he have? 56 Marines, 4 tanks. This is looking a little scary right now for drewbie. He really doesn't have what he needs to deal with these infestors. You need Vikings or Ghosts. Marines really don't cut it, especially with fungal growth in play. And we will be seeing another attempt to drop. We got a push moving over here, and actually a ton of Marines kind of chilling out. Into a bunch of damage. Kills off a few more workers. Now a total of 10 workers killed. We do have, though, those medevacs getting taken out. Another drop will be taking place over here. These guys still just kind of hanging out. Haven't managed to push on to this expansion quite as of yet. And a medevac over here that is loaded up and ready to drop as well. So drewbie still really, he's got control. It's pretty tight situation though, as Destiny really could break this at any moment. I think he's just a little concerned about these continuous drops. We got a drop over here, the 3rd drop at the natural expansion. Here comes a drop in the main as well. Let's take a look at these. That one gets taken out. The Marines finally get mopped up there. These Marines still doing a bit of damage. How many workers killed so far this game? Only 13. He should be going for some tech. Actually taking out that queen right there. I really like him to take out that spawning pool. However, that's not happening quite yet. Making that Viking transition, also coming out with some Ghost. And again, that's what he needs against Broodlords. Destiny has these Broodlords, but unfortunately hasn't pushed out because he's way too concerned about the drop harass here from drewbie. And this is what drewbie needs to do to buy himself some time to get out some anti-Broodlord defense. So really good on him for being that active after spotting those Broodlords. Free Broodlord kill, 2 Vikings. Take him out without issue. Might even get a second one before Destiny has a response here to these Vikings. And the Thor unfortunately forced back there. 2nd Broodlord gets killed. Viking does get a little bit of mind control there. Fortunately, though, from that neural parasite. Ooh, no, walking in the tanks. That's scary. Pushing forward with the Brewlords. He'll be able to take out these tanks and continue up that push. I don't know if we're seeing any more drops. No more drops right now here from drewbie. drewbie's going now into defensive mode. Actually coming out with an attempted command center here. He'll be trying to place up a planetary fortress, as funny as that may sound. Helps him a bit. Lots of lings though. Brewlings moving into the SCV line, forcing splash damage from the tanks and killing off a few of his own SCVs. Love this position and the fact that he's still there doing damage. I'm surprised Destiny hasn't spotted that and taken care of it. Brewlord's proven to be a huge headache here for drewbie. Again, he needs to get those snipes down, and if not snipe, he needs some more Vikings in play. Sniping down a few of those Brewlords. Gets fungal growth though, and the Brewlords, as a result, able to turn around and just lay waste to those ghosts. Ghosts sneaking into the bunker there, pulling out the backside, and trying to do what he can for damage, pushing forward with those Thors and Marines. We get an expansion over here, and this one's doing pretty well. Fully saturated. Lings continuing to push on up. Burrowed infestors, unburrowing there within tank range, and actually dropping down those infestors. Take that. A huge fungal growth goes down on all the Marines, and we're seeing a couple snipes there, and actually Destiny is doing an okay job at defending himself. Lost a ton, but he's got so many snipes going down on the Brewlords, and the Brewlords are done. Lings, though, able to mop up the rest of those ghosts. Now the Thor is gone, and all of a sudden drewbie really doesn't have a lot. Oh no, this is a bit scary right now as Destiny continues this push. drewbie doesn't have a ton. He's got 16 Marines coming out though. He's got a ton of racks here in the main, just churning out those Marines. He's also about to finish those 3-3 upgrades. That's going to help him quite a bit. This expansion will be sniped out there by those Corruptors. drewbie still nothing in terms of counter aggression going on. Orbital Command is a goner. He's got that full wall off though. Marines able to fend off against those Lings. If they attempt to push up, those Stim Marines will tear through them, especially now that they've got those 3-3 upgrades. Now, at the moment, Destiny, he is also at 3-3 though, so that's certainly going to be quite a help. Also coming out the Zerg Flyer Carpus level 1. It's going to help those Brewlords live a bit longer. Orbital Command trying to make it back for repair, however, he does end up burning out. Unbelievable, actually. Why are these expansions not being hit here? Oh, I guess he's just got Lings in the center of the map. Yes, because he did lose all of his Brewlords. And with just Lings, going to have a hard time pushing against that planetary, especially if we saw some mass repair action. So as of now, Destiny is pushed back, even though he has done pretty significant amounts of damage. We'll take a look at the resources lost. drewbie is quite a bit behind. Overlord moving in for scouting. He gets taken out by a missile turret. And a couple Lings here chilling out in the center of the map. Gotta love those infestors. I'm surprised though. drewbie's been up there for a long time, and Destiny now just finally taking care of that. Those Marines plus that one tank really softened up Destiny's reinforcement numbers during that huge engagement. So that worked out very well for drewbie. Even though he appears like he's behind at the moment, that really helped him stay in the game a bit longer. You know, the biggest thing too, Destiny, was able to take out this expansion and obviously kill a bunch of units, but besides that, nothing. He didn't really kill off any tech, he didn't kill off any production buildings, and these two bases are still up and running, so that the income of drewbie really didn't get hurt that hard. So I'm pretty impressed, to be honest, that drewbie's still in this game, but again, because Destiny really didn't do any significant damage other than killing off a bunch of units and one expansion, drewbie's not quite out of it yet. Taking a look at the army tab, we can see they are about even, with Destiny slightly ahead right now. Got some bunkers, which are going to help this defense here. Marines loading on up, and here comes the push. Bunch of Speedlings moving forward with those infestors. Here comes a massive fungal growth. Nice EMPs, though, on those infestors, forcing them all the way back. They can't really do much without any energy. And a few Marines pulling forward, trying to force a fungal growth. Yeah, waste a little bit of that energy. That's what drewbie's saying there. Yeah, go ahead and waste that energy on 5 Marines. That's fine. No big deal.
Ready for dust off.
It's going to buy him a little bit more time. 10 infestors coming out, as well as a bunch more Lings here for Destiny. And finally coming out with some more Brewlords. He's got 8 morphing on through right now here in the center of the map. Now again, with a lot of Ghosts and Vikings, drewbie is going to be okay against that. The major concern right now is he's so anti-Brewlord. A heavy switch to mass Ling, or even throwing in some infestors, could really hurt, because he doesn't have that tank line. He doesn't have the necessary splash damage to deal with those. And so that switch there from Destiny could be effective. We'll have to see if that takes place. We got Speedling, Baneling coming through with these infestors and the Brewlords here. And so many infestors in play, in fact. That's pretty nuts. Would like to see some dropping, however, that is not happening right now for drewbie. He is just way too concerned about a big, massive push across the center of the map. He's just trying to bolster his defenses. Also got another sensor tower. Just look at that mass sensor tower here from drewbie. He's going to see the second anything pushes across that line. And here we go as Destiny prepares to push. Now, Destiny does have map control right now. And income-wise, he's doing pretty well. But again, keep in mind that drewbie does have these 2 bases mining without issue. And he's actually dropping this one over here. Holding off on this at the moment, actually just remote mining. Especially since, you know, it's so low right now. There's not really a lot there. It's not a big deal. You know, I mean, it's not like he needs to get an expansion here. There's so few resources even left. Remote mining's going to be okay. Here comes a push on over to this expansion. Moving on down with some infested Terrans. And here come the Speedlings and Banelings pushing forward. Nice fungal growth, allowing those Banelings to get on forward. Vikings doing a lot of damage to the Blue Lords. Destiny able to snipe down that Expo. Losing that was pretty awful. That is definitely not what drewbie wanted here. Losing that expansion is really, really going to hurt his cause. And then some fungal growth and infested Terrans taking care of the rest of these Vikings. See you later, buddy. It's taken out. Very, very unfortunate situation there for drewbie. And it's really going to hurt him quite a bit. Infestors moving on through. Again, attempting that expansion once more. We could just see a few infested Terrans dropped. We're going to be seeing some dropping over here. Finally, drewbie feeling confident enough to respond. Probably realizing that he can't just let Destiny continue to macro up like he has been. He's also pushing across the center of the map, and let's see this actually do a little bit of damage here. He's going to be able to kill off a few workers. Fungal growth, though, able to take care of the rest of it. We'll be pushing on this expansion at the exact same times right now, just trying to spread Destiny thin, if at all possible. He's going to drop this Expo. Marines continue to do damage, however, those Fungals did just massive amounts. So there's only 3 Marines left right now. This expansion gets taken out here. Not a lot of bio left, though. In fact, lifting up with those ghosts and then pulling on back. I don't know if he's got anything, you know, no response going on right now. Another drop over here in the main as well. Very, very nice. And I'm surprised these few Marines are still alive. Another fungal growth moves on down. We got still 2 Marines just microing their hearts out, trying to do as much damage as possible. We'll be seeing a push on over here. He's going to delay this expansion. We got some units over here that could take care of that. Unfortunately, they're going to be a bit slow. And the SCVs get killed off. And there we go, trying to keep forcing that build. Not really working out so well for him, though. Pushing forward with his Marine numbers. He's still got a medevac over here, but that's it. Huge fungal growth, my gosh. Laying waste to those Marine numbers there. Let's look at these 2 infestors. He's going to drop a scan. I don't even know if he has any spares. Doesn't have a lot of energy. Oh, he's got spares for some scanning. Why isn't he doing that? What the heck? drewbie, you'll be taking care of that, man. Destiny's spreading the creep over here. We'll be delaying this attempted expansion. Another drop from drewbie as he continues to try to do some economic damage. I mean, he so far in terms of workers killed, he's been doing all right. But besides that, he is kind of hurting. Something to keep in mind now. Oh no, he did take out the spawning pool. He didn't even realize that. So there was one over here. I didn't even see that spawning pool got taken out. I don't know if that was last drop or a prior drop. I think it may have been a prior one though, as this pool appears to have been up for a little while. And actually, yeah, we don't even have the, unfortunately, don't have those adrenal glands in play, and that would help quite a bit, especially since as we move in the later stage of the game, you can see he's floating so many minerals, provides him the opportunity to kind of mass up those langs, and having them fully upgraded would be beneficial. No question about that. Another drop coming on through here for drewbie. We'll be dropping in the main Marauder Heavy, so this would be for some building sniping. However, he gets met by a few langs. And Destiny still playing kind of passively, except for those infestors as he drops some infested Terrans here on the Expo. And that could take it out. There's so much DPS from this, it is nuts. Mass Repair, though, manages to keep it alive just barely. And he does take out those 2 infestors, playing some heavy scans there. There we go, finally able to finish off the last of those infested Terrans. Another drop coming down over here, doing more damage. Banelings meet those Marine zone, take him out, though. 57 workers killed. drewbie keeps retaliating here. It's helping him quite a bit. Taking a look at his vision right now. He's got some more drops coming on over here in the main. Forcing Destiny back here. Constant dropping from drewbie. We're going to be very, very effective. At the same time, he's going to be making a push here. Very ghost heavy. Gets some Marauders as he moves on to this expansion. And the drop still alive. Dropping more Marines in the main again. Forcing Destiny all the way back. Spreading out those Marines, going to try to keep these forces over here as long as possible. Really want him to push right now into this expansion. That's the perfect time, as pretty much all of Destiny's forces are over here. And here it comes, pushing on the Expo. He's going to snipe this down. This is unbelievable. Takes out the expansion. This one's gone too. drewbie just doing massive damage, clawing his way back into this game here with some impressive aggression. We're going to see a full surround here with those fungal growths. This is going to allow Destiny to take out everything with massive EMPs. Look at how much of the energy he took out, though, from all those infestors. Here comes the counterattack. Oh, no, though. Drewbie's a little scared. He's been doing a lot of damage, but this is a pretty huge counterattack. Destiny decides to pull back, maybe thinking that he doesn't have enough energy or something on those infestors, and he's just kind of chilling out right here for the moment. Let's take a look at Drewbie vision. No more drops right now. What's Destiny doing? Nothing. He's just kind of chilling out. He does have these two infestors over here, so that's going to help him. He could drop some infested Terrans over there. He's going to be trying to push on this expansion. Is he going to go or no? Wow, so many infestors. It's ridiculous. 32 infestors in play. How absurd. You can see a ton of infested Terrans. We'll be sniping out this expansion. I don't know if Drewbie has enough to be able to prevent this from being sniped down. So many infested Terrans. Lots of speedlings pushing forward. Look at that giant blue mass in the center of the map. Infested Terran's able to overwhelm that mass repair and take out that expansion. A bunch of banelings pulling forward, trying to do some damage. Destiny lays down another expansion. Drewbie lost this expo. Will be attempting to rebuild one right here and then land it on down when the time comes. He's got this expansion over here. Unfortunately, no SCVs mining from it. Another drop as well. Drewbie dropping over here. Here comes a nuke. Oh, serious. Attempting a nuke. Unfortunately, though, not cloaking. I don't know if he even has cloak research. Wow, that would have helped him a lot because there was no cloak detection over here. If he had dropped a cloak, that would have been awesome. Bunch of infestors moving down, dropping some infest Terrans over on this expansion as well. Drewbie's gonna have to mass repair. I don't think he's gonna have enough though because there's so many infest Terrans. Here comes a bio though to meet up with it. Loving the EMP that we just saw on all those infestors, taking them out. However, infested Terrans. Oh, they don't get it. Drewbie repairs it just at the very end. Barely able to keep that thing alive. We'll be seeing another drop attempted over here by Drewbie. And some more infested Terrans getting laid down. And I don't know if he's got enough to repair against this. Moving on down with the bio again. So weakened too. Look at that bio. They can't even afford to stim anymore. They're just so hurt. Splash damage from the tank's going to help them quite a bit. We still got those two infestors over here. Able to keep this one up. Unbelievably, honestly. All those infested Terrans get taken out. The problem is, though, Destiny's only losing energy here. He's still got all those infestors and everything else. Drop over here, trying to snipe out the expo. That gets mopped up. Fungal growth taking out that bio. And everyone is just all over the place right now. Like that Drewbie went back to the placing those tanks there up on the high ground, too. Even though that got taken out before, he's staying persistent. He's like, you know what, I'm going to keep trying at this because if I can keep these guys on here, it'll soften up a push so much that it could help me stay in the game. Taking a look at the army size, they're actually even right now. I don't know what. He's got a ton of medevacs right now, and yeah, I guess he's going to be throwing some more tanks up on the high ground again as he lifts that up. He's got this expansion. Really wants to see him get that saturated, though. A little disappointed that that's not happening. This expansion got sniped out. Wow. The drop harass here from Drewbie is just crazy this game. I do not know how he's been able to keep this up and just keep himself in the game because he seemingly seemed incredibly far behind for quite a while. Now, Destiny will be preventing this expansion from getting any mining whatsoever. Infested Terrans, watch this. Going to force a bunch of splash damage, which is going to be scary. Oh no, just fungal growth. I thought he was going to drop some infested Terrans and force some splash damage. But maybe he doesn't even know about those tanks in the background. So there we go. Scan takes out the infestor, takes out that infestor as well. This expansion has been prevented. We'll be dropping the creep to delay it even further if Drewbie attempts to go for that again. Still sitting with just umpteen million infestors here. And 32 is the exact number, actually. A bunch of banelings in play as well. These guys safely mining. Looks like those infestors that were over here were actually taken care of, which is certainly good because Drewbie could have been in a lot of trouble. Stimmed up Marauders do so much damage. Look at that. Just working down that hatchery now. They're going to get taken out before they kill it, but they brought that down to the red. That is crazy. Just 4 stimmed up Marauders. They do so much damage. Really, really pretty nuts here. Here comes a nuke. Oh my gosh. Drop in on so many workers. That was embarrassing. Huge, huge nuke there from Drewbie. He just did massive amounts of damage. He's going to now start to work down this hatchery. We're going to see, oh no, there was an attempted drop over here from Drewbie. That got intercepted by Destiny. This is able to drop a few fungal growths. He's got that medevac too. Can't believe that nuke. That was hilarious. Very nice play there by Drewbie. And Destiny doesn't have a lot of mining right now. This is actually really scary as Drewbie is going to manage to lay down this expansion and should be mining from there shortly. He's got all the mining from over here. I'm going to take a quick look at this. Yeah, wow, drewbie so far ahead of income right now in comparison to Destiny. Destiny really needs to do some damage. He does have a massive force. He's going to have to try to do something with it. Now drewbie's spreading out his forces. He's got the tanks in the high ground as well. All of a sudden, Destiny's looking to be in a really bad position because his income is just terrible right now. And drewbie, he's got some steady mining on. He's also banked a ton, and look at that. Destiny is just completely out of resources. He is spent right now. He's got this expansion coming on through, but he can't even afford to drop another one at the moment. His remote mining is also coming out with a few Brood Lords. If we just see some continued dropping here from drewbie, that could seal the victory. 2 Marines will be dropped here in back of the expansion. We'll be using those to try to snipe out that hatchery. Trying to push forward with some lings just to test the line. He gets met by all that bio, plus those tanks in the high ground. Man, I'm a little concerned right now for Destiny. I gotta be quite honest with you guys. His income is just way too gone, and I'm perplexed that this is even happening. drewbie looked so far behind, but again, the drops, just the consistent, relentless drops from him, and able to snipe out really good tech, able to snipe out the expansions like these types of pushes. He's gonna force the cancel. Destiny forced to cancel that expansion. Oh, how sad indeed. This expansion will be taken out by a follow-up drop, no question about that. Here comes a huge nuke. No, you didn't. Oh, oh man. drewbie lands the massive nuke on almost all of Destiny's infestors and gets the GG or something like that. Destiny actually just snoozes with a bunch of Z's. What a game. Wow. Absolutely unbelievable finish to this game. Great game by both players. Unfortunately, Destiny getting relentlessly harassed from the drops of drewbie. And then, of course, ending the game with this. Certainly didn't help his cause. That's too funny. Alright, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching. As always, if you like the content, please subscribe. Keep watching and keep owning.